Hi, viewers. Good evening. Once again, welcome to the latest session of Thoughtful Leaders, an initiative under Thoughts and Education College Dunya. So today, I'm very glad to introduce Prasad sir, who is basically the director of Bharatesh Educational Institution, Bharatesh Pressed Global Business Schools, which is well known as BGTS. So, sir, basically, thank you so much for joining with us.
Pleasure, sir, pleasure. And thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, I would like to introduce Prasad sir because he is a UGC GRF next qualified finance tech company and director at GPS Belgaum. He actually also MBA in finance and earned his doctorate of philosophy in management from the University of Mysore. So, sir have basically has 16 years of cumulative experience in industry, teaching and research. He has published more than 22 empirical research papers in international journals and participated in more than 40 international conferences and workshops. So, thank you, Prasad Daddikar, sir, for joining with us. Shall we start with the
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Pleasure to have be part of this interview and part of this College Dunya portal for the education purpose.
All right. Wonderful, sir. Sir, I would like to start with, I would like to ask you, sir, you have, when you have a span of 16 years of experience, you have held key positions at the education institute throughout your profession. What are the key factors that keep you connected with the education sector?
Okay. So thank you, Bilalji, for this wonderful opportunity and wonderful platform to interact with you as well as be part of this College Dunya portal. So as you did mention, my journey goes from research, then corporate, again back to the academics. So initially when I started, so it was all about the research activity I would took after my post-graduation. And then I got the fellowship from the UGC for the purpose of doctoral program. So then again, I back to the research and I pursued my doctoral program from the University of Mysore. And then I switched to the academics, and as I go along, because I was working even with this GTS college at Mysore, and later I came back to my native place, which is Belgaum, wherein I was associated with this Bharatesh Global Business School from 2013 onwards. So I started the journey as assistant professor of finance. Then I moved to become the IQAC coordinator for the college for the NAC coordination and even for the NBA. And gradually in 2017, when I completed my this PhD program, so I was promoted to the associate professor level, and even I was made in charge for all these accreditation and collaborative activity for the college and the university levels. And in 2018, I was finally promoted to the director of this institution, and from there on, I'm taking about admin as well as academic activities at this institution.
Great, wonderful journey altogether. So, being the director of BGTS, what is the philosophy of leadership? How would you describe your style of leadership?
So, I think I would say because we presume this is the administrative responsibility, but I do presume that it is not only the administrative but even the academics do matter, because ultimately I have in this field because of the students community and the fraternity. So my leadership, it is not only confined to the admin activities, but even I take it to the teaching and the research orientation. And I would describe my leadership as more of say democratic and more of interactive, because autocratic kind of a style, then I would be disengaged with the students and the active learning fraternity. So I would presume that I would try to follow a combination of say this democratic leadership wherein I could interact with the higher authorities, and even at the same time I would like to have interaction with our fellow colleagues and the students, so that I would get the pulse of their requirements and the needs, so that we can formulate the policies and the systems according to it. So that is what my takeaway on this leadership context.
So as director of BGTS, how do you strategize the key programs and plans for the marketing and the administration of your college? Because you are anyway handling both. So how would you strategize it?
Yes, as you mentioned, because more of it is administrative, because the director post itself, it is considered from administrative perspective, but we have got a good team, as well as because we have got affiliation to the university, and we are the only standalone MBA program in this city wherein we offer the specializations ranging from marketing, finance and HR. And along with it, again, we give across value addition certification from NPTEL, SWAYAM, as well as the NCFM and NISM. So in this regard, I would say that we plan our academic activity along with our Dean Academics, and I would take care about all the administrative activities along with our office superintendent and the administrative part as such. So we have got a well-structured calendar wherein all the academic and the co-curricular activities for the students are planned. And for the staff as well as for the college staff, we have got the faculty development programs which are sponsored by the college, and even we do conduct at our level. So it is more so, I would say, because of the team efforts we are able to do this.
Okay, great, sir. That is wonderful to hear. When it comes to the curriculum of what actually Bharatesh Trust Global Business School is following, how do you ensure that the best practice of business?
As I mentioned, we are affiliated to the university, that is our Rani Chennamma University, Belgavi. We don't have much of academic freedom, but having the MBA program affiliated to RCU, wherein the syllabus is at par with other top B schools. So what we do to make it our curriculum more industry relevant and contemporary, as I mentioned, we have given value added certification to the students, wherein based upon their domain, in the first year, they try to take up the certification in the soft skills domain, like the personal development, or they also take up the corporate etiquette. So these are the certificates they take up in the first year of their MBA. And in the second year, when they opt for the specialization, like say the finance students, they would be requested and helped in order to do the certification in NCFM, NISM, because ultimately when they go for the job market and they become the derivative dealers or the financial analyst, so the company asks for this certification. So in their third and fourth semester itself, we have done this certification along with the college syllabus. So we also have got MOUs with the industry, wherein we visit the industries. We also have consultancy and training for their employees, and our own students also go for the internships and long duration projects over there. And in return, even the industrialists also come for guest lectures, and even they're part of our academic council. So that way we are trying to keep our academic curriculum updated and relevant to the industry 4.0, and more so as its own relevance. We also to be updated with the latest technology by way of providing them. We have got the language lab, wherein they have got a provision to have English proficiency, but along with it, even we can also give them say the foreign language certification based upon their requirement. In the past, couple of students, they did the German course, and happy with that value-added course as such, sir.
All right, wonderful. I think this part of this interview is something which I have to actually highlight, because the things, what our facilities and whatever the academic-wise and curriculum-wise what you're actually offering is something superb, sir. So students should actually listen to what you're actually willing to take right now. So next question, what do you think, sir, your role and responsibility to the institute and to the students are
I didn't, sir, please. Could you repeat the question?
Sir, according to you, what do you think your roles and responsibilities to the institute and the students are?
Okay. Well, as you did mention, because this is more of administrative task, and I have to have devotion towards the institution in terms of administration, and towards the students it is more about academics and their developmental activities. So what we try to do, we have got a mentoring system for the students. So we have got a respective faculty member who would be allocated about 10 students for his overall development would be known to each and every one of us. Even though, means I being again the director of the institution, so even I have got respectively 10 students from first year and second year. So with them, on a weekly basis, we try to interact at personal level. Then even we'll try to take up their academic as well as co-curricular requirements, and we guide them and we try to take them to the next level. So ultimately, we're trying to enable the students to understand why the MBA and what is the role of this MBA they're going to have it in their career as well as in their future life in general. So that way I try to correlate my response towards the students. And coming to the institution level, I think it is more about compliances, more about fulfilling the regulatory requirements what we have got, because we are affiliated to our university, but even we are approved by the AICTE, wherein we try to fulfill all their compliances in terms of academics, in terms of curriculum, in terms of administration, infrastructure. So that way, we are trying to have the stakeholders happy, both at the students level and at the institutional level, with this dual roles.
All right. Great, sir. So what do you think should be the BGTS school top priority over the next 10 years?
Well, sir. So we have got our governing council and we have got our academic council, wherein we have got representation from both industry as well as academia. So we are undergoing a new dimension in days because the central government, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, they have announced the new education policy, that is NEP 2020. And it is implemented in Karnataka because it was our chief minister and even our education minister who took this initiative, and we are the first state in India to start implementing NEP 2020 from the past 3 months or so. So it was started in 2021. So considering the new education policy and even considering the expectations of all other stakeholders, so what we have got, we are trying to have, say, updated vision for our organization and for our institution, because over a period of 10 years, we want to also become an autonomous institution so that we have got the flexibility of academics and examination. Because in the present context, as I mentioned, it is affiliated to university. So we can give only the required subjects what university has prescribed. But looking at our aspirations and looking at our students' aspiration, we want to offer more. But that will be all about informal offering what we could give. But in the form of a formal, if you want to give, then we want to have the academic autonomous for our institution. So we're trying to have a study of this NEP. And along with the NEP, we are trying to realign our vision for the next 5 years and ultimately for the next 10 years as such. But to give a specification, we would like to have our research center, wherein we want to also consider the doctoral program at our institution. Then we have got the EDP cell, which we want to make it more vibrant as well as more functional, wherein the startup kind of activities our students could take up. Because we being management, we have got the startup activities which are more socially as well as say our local domain oriented, because if it is engineering college and all, we could take up technical incubation and startup very easily. But being management, we are trying to have a collaborations, as well as we are trying to have association with the host institutions in this entrepreneurial activity, and making students more vibrant and more developed. We want to again bring in the skill development courses and skill development certification for our students. And even today also we give merit-based scholarship as well as endowment to the student. So that also we want to continue, so that we can attract the students from other part of the country, because presently we are getting more of North Karnataka students and South Maharashtra and Goa students. So this is what our aim is there. And even with freedom of autonomy, we would like to be the top B schools in this part of the country. And even we want to be in the A+ rated B schools in the India in days to come. So this is what the plan we have got for our next 10 years.
Whatever the pace of growth I can see right now, I think you are going to achieve all this in the coming few years. All the very best for your institution. So, what would you like people to know about BGTS? They may not know.
Okay. So now here, our main USP or our main strength is our teaching fraternity. That is, we have got a dedicated staff members who are coming from a rich industry background, and even they are professional, because we have got the staff member who have completed their ICWA as well as CA, and there are staff members who have also worked with multinational organizations, and they have come to the teaching domain as such. So basically, the industry as well as the student and parents in general would like to know our institute as a holistic institution which will develop the student for the next level of role acceptancy. Because we are having MOUs with the industry, in which it is not part and parcel of their curriculum, but what we do, we try to send them for this internships, which will give them the more practical exposure and practical learning activity along with the classroom learning. So we want to make sure that the parents and the potential students, so they would look at our institution as overall student personal development institute, and along with it, as we being a minority institution, so our trust is Jain community oriented, and all these years, even from the inception 2009, we are offering merit-based scholarship and sponsorship for the students. So the same thing we would like to continue, so that the students from underprivileged or those who are not able to afford this PG program, they can also be part of our journey and they can get benefited. This is what we wanted to convey message in general to the public, so that our BTGBS is known for this unique activities as such.
All right, that sounds really great. Sir, final, coming to the last part of the interview session, like, any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth or the aspiring students?
Well, sir. So, Bilalji, I think we know our country is being vibrant, and we have got the most potential market in the world, because we could say more than 65% of our population is youth, and with this human capital, what we consider is going to play vibrant and important role in the socio-economic transition of our country in days to come. So I would say, no doubt, we had some sort of deviation in the past 2 years due to the pandemic, and even at present this conflict between the Russia and Ukraine is going on. But this is being the test time. I would say it is not a challenging or a bad time. I would say it is a test time and the persistent time. So we have to believe in our own competencies, and we have to believe in our own strength. And I would say the spirit what our youth has got, because when we look at our say this ecosystem of startups, so India is doing relatively well as compared to the other advanced countries as such. So no doubt the youth is going to be the future of our country. But only thing, as you mentioned, I would say whatever your challenging time or your test time is there, it shall pass away, and you have to keep your spirit going, and you try to develop yourself in this time, so that when the right time comes in, you can excel in your endeavor and you can reach your goal both professionally as well as personally. So my message to the young minds of this country is to have patience, to have the positive spirit, and keep doing what you're doing, because you're going in the right direction as the leadership is taking to the next level of our aspiration as such. So this would be a message what I would like to convey to the youth, wherein they can make the future of our country much brighter, and whatever macro level goal our say central government is aspiring to achieve, I think they would be achieved accordingly.
All right. That was a wonderful session with Prasad sir, speaking about BGTS, and even it was not just specific with his college, what the entire student fraternity actually actually look forward in the future, how the opportunities getting offered in India when you're talking about the startup culture and everything. So it was very nice interacting with you, sir. Definitely, I'm hoping that your institute, one of the premium institutes in the South, or maybe in India. So thank you for joining with us, sir.
Thank you so much, Bilalji, and we look forward for the more association interaction with the college dunya, and even from our end, we also wish you all the best for your activities and endeavor. I think the college dunya is being a right portal to cater to the students and the parents' need by giving all this relevant information and making a right choice of education investment as such.
Thank you so much. Thank you.